Hello and welcome to episode 4 of my trophy guide for Final Fantasy XVI. As we start chapter 4, we will now unlock the trophy Acceptance for completing chapter 3. Open the abilities menu to learn Taunt. Now reset Wicked Wheel and Rook's Gambit to get some ability points back. Finally, learn Flames of Rebirth, which we can use to quickly pick up another trophy. Equip Flames of Rebirth under the Phoenix and Wicked Wheel under Garuda. Then make your way back to Eastpool.
So, what next?
We return to Eastpool. I promised the mayor I'd talk to him again. About Lady Hannah amongst other things. But she may be loath to leave. I can't help thinking she'd be safer with Sid too.
Alright, we should arrange an introduction then. Torgal, what is it?
Nothing good, I'll wager. Come on.
What happened here?
Here we now have a large amount of enemies to deal with at once. First we want to bring them all closer together, so use your new Taunt ability by holding R2 and pressing the touchpad.
What are you doing?
Remember our orders? No survivors!
Who would order such a thing?
You branded? You were born a slave, and you'll die one! Kill all the ducal dogs!
Ducal dogs?
They were innocent people! Ha! Put them all to the sword!
Once you have most of them grouped together, you will want to fight the enemies until you can activate your limit break. Now use your limit break and immediately use Flames of Rebirth. This will kill all enemies around you and unlock the trophy Made to be Broken, for defeating 20 enemies while semi-primed. If you do not pick up this trophy here, then at least you should be very close. The remaining kills should come passively by just playing the game. We now face a Brute mini-boss. These always wield big heavy weapons and are quite slow. You can make good use of iconic abilities after they have slammed their weapon into the ground.
All must burn! The bearers and those who sheltered them. By Empress Annabella's command!
My mother ordered this.
Right.
I know. Good wait.
Back at the hideaway, we again want to follow the story markers until we have spoken to Karen.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy.
What do you think? Don't mind me. Just taking a quick breather, ain't I?
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick breather, ain't I?
Now visit the Black Hammer, where we can forge Stormcry, which we can then use to forge Flametongue to increase our damage output.
Sancfordian, dear. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Anything else?
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier.
Clive, was it?
Didn't sound happy.
You also unlock Alien Reports, which is just a mechanic that lets you know about currently available side quests. You do not have to use this ever, since I will guide you through all required side quests anyways.
I suppose that's everything. Now to find Gav.
We now fast travel to Lostwing and make our way towards Northreach from here. Open your abilities menu and reset Flames of Rebirth. Then upgrade Rising Flames and Scarlet Cyclone before learning, upgrading and mastering Ignition. Equip Scarlet Cyclone under Phoenix and then switch Wicked Wheel for Ignition. Now make your way to Northreach. Fast traveling to the Dragon's Eyrie would actually be faster, but by approaching from Lostwing we will pass through the Weeping Rend, which is one of the 2 locations in the game we would not visit otherwise. Remember, we need to visit all areas for a trophy.
Is it safe to ride to Northreach now?
There. Northreach. The soldiers used to speak of a brothel, but that was north of the checkpoint. I hope that Dame has friends in the south.
You won't find carpets like this in the...
You say these are all from down
Are you
there?
gonna buy something or not?
After finding the Dame, we will now fulfill one of her requests. This mainly just has us running around and talking to a bunch of people, during which we will also make our way to the village of Moor. Eventually, we will reach a combat sequence. I will see you then to explain our new iconic ability.
heard...
Moore is the last village on the road to Oriflamme. I should let Isabel know where I'm headed.
Did one of them get on this side of the game?
Another one of the dame's pets.
Oriflamme. How many bearers suffer to keep your granaries full?
That's enough for today, Branded.
If the people of Moore are as intolerant as Isabel says, it's no wonder the Empire never sent my unit.
Weren't expecting any new Branded until the new...
The upcoming enemy encounter just has us dispose of some wolves. This is the perfect opportunity to test out our new tool. The ability Ignition has you charge forward for several seconds. You can change direction mid-attack and all enemies near you will get dragged alongside you, dealing a lot of damage. This will be our best way of dealing with trash mobs for a long time, so I recommend making heavy use of it. It recharges within only 22 seconds, and it even deals quite a bit of stun damage if all of your hits connect, making this a very powerful ability for boss fights as well. Now, before making our way back to Moore, we first want to unlock the nearby Royal Meadows obelisk as a fast travel point to save some time in episode 12. Then follow the story markers once more and I will see you in our next major dungeon, Drake's Head.
Not much chance I'd make it through the Penitent's Gate without someone recognizing me as a deserter. Sid had better have a plan.
Weren't expecting any new Branded until the new moon. I don't think he's a deserter, do you?
The remainder of this episode will be us going through Drake's Head. The regular enemy encounters will be a lot faster from now on, thanks to Ignition. Just keep in mind that some of these encounters feature spellcasters. Make sure to take them out first or hit them with your first Ignition. Otherwise, they might just heal the enemies, leaving you with as many enemies as before, but unable to use Ignition again right away. Ignition does have one weakness, being flying enemies. Just pick them off one by one with Phoenix Shift or Deadly Embrace.
Let's get this over with.
I swear this passage used to be secret. Of course it did.
Perfect plans, Clyde. Perfect plans. They never stood a chance.
You're welcome.
The main tunnel.
That would be my guess. There are sentries everywhere.
And all good things must come to an end. We might have a bit more company from now on.
Captain! To arms, men! And summon the Cannonier! At once!
That's enough! Stay down! Finished!
Here we face our first Cannonier. They will more commonly show up as mini-bosses after this fight. He is quite annoying to fight as he loves to interrupt our gouge and even has an attack which you have to manually dodge. He can shoot out fire from his barrel, which has to be avoided by dodging around him until he stops. Together with Gouge, we now also have Ignition to deal posture damage to bosses. But unlike Gouge, this ability does not get cancelled when we get attacked. Of course, that means we will instead take damage from the enemy's attack. Keep that in mind and refrain from using it with low health.
Why won't you die?
Is he?
Bollocks. He's got Akashic.
Once this boss reaches low health, he will turn Akashic to fully heal and become more powerful. He also gains several new moves, which most of the following Cannoniers will have by default. The first being Rocketeer, which has the boss lunge towards you 3 times in succession. Afterwards it is open to attacks.
Lend me your strength!
Defeating this enemy unlocks the Favor of the Inferno Ignition accessory, which increases the damage dealt by the Ignition ability by 12%. This is our best offensive accessory for now, so switch it in over the Will of Fire Rising Flames before progressing further. Following this encounter, enemies can now use Warcry to increase their own fighting capabilities. This really does not change anything for you, so just ignore it. This will only ever be used by weak enemies and cannot be interrupted anyways. Follow me through the rest of the mines while taking out another brute miniboss on the way. I will see you once we reach the inner sanctum.
Should there? The workers couldn't survive this.
Well, it wasn't here last time, I can tell you that. which means we need to be quick. The ether won't hurt us, but I'd rather not find out what it's done to everyone else.
The miners. The gods.
Too far gone. The ether's made monsters of them. What we can do now is put them out of their pursuit.
The boss said she thought the Empire might be planning to abandon the capital. Could this be why?
What? You said you could call her Isabel. Never mind. If ever there was a reason to up sticks, an ether flood would be it. Fuck me. Those guards at the gate. I see they replaced that wooden door with something a little more sturdy. On the count of 3.
What happened to 2?
Ask 1.
Once more.
Aye, seeing as you're trying now. As if that was going to keep us out. The mother crystal's just up ahead.
Is it? I can't see a thing.
Well, unless someone's moved it.
We We now have to take care of 3 more enemy groups, the last of which features a Lich mini-boss. None of these encounters bring anything new to the table. Remember to make use of Ignition and also don't forget to use your limit break. I myself could have made better use of that during this section, but I also understand that this all is a lot to keep in mind, so do always remember that all these things are just done to speed up the whole process. It is not actually mandatory to obtain any trophies. I will see you at the next boss fight.
How could those creatures from Phoenix Gate be here in the mines?
The 2 places connected somehow. When I was in the Imperial army, soldiers assigned to the Glass Gate would tell stories about something they called the Guardian.
Can't say I saw anything like that when I was last here. Then again, I can't say I made it this far.
Let's just be careful then.
Dragons are a very common boss type and they all share the same base movement. They can fly, but for the most time they actually don't move around much. They have slow, long attack animations, almost all of which you can follow up with your iconic abilities safely. At around 40% health remaining, the boss's health gets capped and it performs the Cauterize attack. This is not dangerous at all, it just wastes some time. From now on it can also use Dragon Dance, during which it takes to the skies as well. This too is not all too dangerous, so just wait for it to finish and land again.
Anyone having second thoughts?
Not me.
We're with you to the end, Sid.
Then what are we waiting for?
Next up is the final boss of this episode. It is also eligible for the damageless boss trophy, but while it is not a particularly difficult fight, there are several attacks that can easily chip some of your damage, making it actually quite a nuisance to no-hit. If you still want to try, then note that the first phase with the smaller enemies does not count towards the trophy. Talking about that phase, I recommend not using Ignition to take out the second wave, as you definitely want to use it on the third and largest wave. Be ready for a cinematic evasion and then take out Typhon.
That power isn't yours. But this is mine.
The entirety of this fight transpires with us as Ifrit. Our moveset has changed slightly since we fought Garuda. The most powerful close-range combo is now a 4-hit combo followed by a backdraft finish. The button sequence for that would be square, 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 triangle, triangle. Most of the time you will get interrupted before you can finish it, but that is our strongest option for now. Occasionally, the boss will teleport away from you and cast Unending Clamor. Just hold circle to use Wildfire, which is basically just Phoenix Shift as Ifrit. Lastly, I only want to mention that Ifrit now has healing capabilities. Pressing right on the D-pad will perform Firelight, which basically just functions as a potion and can be used 6 times.
It's done. How many more could there be? As you wish.
During Phase 2, Typhon the Transgressor heals back to full health and keeps most of his old moves. Unending Clamor now conjures 3 explosions, but we deal with it just like before. The most prominent new move, Demon Wall, has the boss teleport away from you as well and then erect multiple walls in succession which are sent your way. Each wall has an opening you have to go through to avoid taking damage. It is possible to go behind their spawn point if you know where the openings will appear, but that won't actually give you an advantage since you cannot damage the boss during this attack. Your best bet is to just keep your distance so you have more time to react to the opening. Beating this boss unlocks the Lawless trophy and concludes this chapter as well as this episode. I will see you in the next one.